Good day, gentlemen. Forgive me for not rising. Please amuse yourselves while I complete this correspondence. There are one or two artifacts here that might capture your interest.
Ah, Watson, the enormous variety of human predilections in matters of taste and decoration is a continual source of delight and curiosity to me.
This certainly is an extraordinary room. I've never seen a barrister's chambers done up in this singular manner.
Mr. Farthington, what is your interest in Miss Anna Carroway?
If you'll excuse me for saying so, sir, your manner is too blunt by half. In you come without so much as an introduction and begin interrogating me. No, sir, we shall not be able to deal on those terms. You can presumably find your own way out.
Forgive me. My name is Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson. We're investigating the murder of Sara Carroway. At Anna Carroway's home, we found your calling card. Have you seen her?
With the exception of one time last week, not since she was in nappies.
I beg your pardon?
Might I know the status of your inquiries?
We have some suggestive leads, though the murderer is still at large. We're now concerned with the whereabouts of Miss Anna Carroway. No one has seen her in more than 24 hours. Would you please describe your interest in Miss Carroway?
At the risk of betraying the confidence of the client, I'll tell you a story that will, I trust, make my interest clear. When the Carroway sisters were just infants, their father and I were great friends. We had come down from Oxford together, looking for adventure and ways to make our daily bread. After 5 years of serious application, we had found neither. I took the notion to dig for diamonds in Africa. Carroway, whose wife had died in childbirth, was determined to accompany me. He gave his daughters over to the keeping of a maiden sister, and off we went. Once there, it took barely 6 months and a bout of malaria to convince me that the rigors of life on the veldt were more than my standards of comfort could accommodate. I booked a passage home. With luck, I was able to establish this law practice, such as it is. Carroway stayed on, thinking his fortune was just around the corner. It wasn't. He died penniless years ago. Over the years, the Carroway sisters remembered me with holiday greetings and such, but I never saw either of them until Anna called on me last week in my professional capacity. In brief, she retained me to research the legal procedures and evidence required to prove a claim of parentage. She was too reluctant to provide me with any details. This much emerged. 10 years ago, Anna bore a son out of wedlock, whom she was coerced into giving up to her boy's father, Lord Brumwells. Recently she acquired some evidence that she believed would, in the hands of the proper authorities, legally reunite her with her son. She understood that she could certainly risk old Brumwell's ill will were she to expose this evidence, but she discounted the risk. She left, promising to come again 2 days ago. She never came. I called at her home to offer my condolences for the death of her sister, but she was mysteriously absent. I frankly wonder, gentlemen, if she underestimated her position. I fear her disappearance may have a sinister cause, and you have said nothing to allay my fear.
You imagine then, sir, that Anna's disappearance following Sarah's death is more than a wretched coincidence.
I say it may be, gentlemen, nothing more.
That would indeed complicate matters to an extraordinary degree.
Your reputation is known to me, Mr. Holmes. Might I engage your services to assist me in finding Anna Carroway? When you have unraveled this tangled scheme, bring Anna to me, and we shall both have reason to be grateful.
I will try to understand what unfolds, and do as my judgment bids. I hope that our interests in this perplexing case coincide.
I am confident that our goals are the same. For now, our business is concluded. If my office holds no more interest for you, please see yourselves out.
Do you have anything more to tell us, sir?
Regrettably, no. When you have unraveled this tangled scheme, bring Anna to me, and we shall both have reason to be grateful.
Very well, Mr. Farthington. I will do my best.
For now, then, our business is concluded. If my office holds no more interest for you, please see yourselves out.
Do you see anything that might lead us further in this affair?
Well, I'm still amazed that we've come so far as this, Holmes. Lead on, and I'll follow.
Do you know a woman named Sara Carroway?
No, sir, I don't. Would you like to buy some daisies for her? Or maybe your friend here would?
I'm looking for a man who bought some pink carnations from you in the past 2 or 3 days.
Well, I'd like to help you, sir, but I need to sell these daisies more than anything, or there'll be no supper for me. If you want to buy daisies, then I'm your girl.
A very lovely array of blossoms you have here, young lady.
Thank you, sir. Might you be interested in a bouquet or two for someone special?
Watson, isn't Mrs. Hudson rather fond of violets?
Well, yes, she is, Holmes.
Young lady, here is half a crown for a dozen of those lovely violets.
Well, that's most irregular, sir. They are but twopence.
I would be pleased if you would keep the difference in exchange for your time in the answering of a few simple questions.
Oh, my pleasure, kind sir.
I'm looking for a man who bought some pink carnations from you in the past 2 or 3 days.
I don't have many carnations now, sir, but a couple of days ago I had plenty. What does this man look like?
I am seeking a more complete description of the man myself. It is possible he had you inscribe a card for him to go with his flowers.
Well, many customers like to add a personal touch to their flowers, especially if they're to be a gift. My mum says I have a lovely way about my writing, and if a customer asks, I don't mind adding a word or two for them. If you could show me the card, it might help me remember him.
Is this the card you wrote for a man who bought flowers here recently?
Why, yes, sir, it is. Oh, I remember the man now. He seemed nice enough. So when he asked me to write a special note to his lady friend, I was glad to help. But no sooner had I finished and handed it back to him, he started asking me to come and have a drink with him in the pub there. Well, I told him no at least a dozen times. And when he finally gave up, he told me to come round and see him when I changed my mind like I ever would.
Where did he say you could find him?
You know, that's a funny thing. It seemed like he was about to, and then he thought better of it. He just looked disgusted and turned to leave. Then, to make things worse, he tossed his cigarette into my barrel, the one I used for my flowers.
Did he say anything else?
Nothing a respectable girl would repeat, sir. After he tossed his cigarette into my water barrel, he looked at his sleeve and cursed something terrible. I've never heard such words before. He looked round my barrel, cursed again, and then stomped off down the street. If you have business with this man, you're welcome to it. But please don't say anything to make him come back here.